Alright, so this game is not a game, it's just a shinny session. It's totally out of order, but since I did the video comparison review of this pad, which is the Ritual G7 compared to the G6, and I got to use these yesterday when I'm filming this. So yesterday when I'm filming this, I got to use it in a shinny session, and I figured I'd get some footage on it so you can see netcam, where the knee lands, and how this pillow right here interacts with the ice, as well as those changes on here are just different than what the G6 was. So you're gonna see that in here as well. My camera gets hit by a goal, so it shuts off on the net cam. So I'll split to the back cam when it didn't work. I just did the back cam just to get some like views on things for blocker rebound, stuff like that. So it's gonna be a mix of the kind of two, but this isn't a fast paced skate or anything. This is just the summer type things that we have here. Just one of the shinny groups I have, and I test a lot of gear generally out here, so it's not an awful thing. So for this pad, some things I noticed right away that I'm gonna call out. This toe tie, I go through the front loop on my skate. I think the next time I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna try the middle one, only because when you can see me kind of transitioning and going from like on one knee, you can see the pad kind of slip all the way down my skate, which isn't really a problem because it doesn't get in the way or anything, and it's so loose, it just kind of sits there. So I think I'll just leave it like that. I didn't take off the toe bridge piece on the one pad just to show it doesn't really get in the way or anything, so you don't really have to take it off if you don't want to. And I didn't even notice that one had it on and one didn't. The other thing, and I kind of talked about a little bit, this calf pillow, it's interesting because I said how soft it was. I feel like it could have been harder. I didn't notice it wearing it. Like, I never felt that it got in the way, and I really didn't even feel like there was a pillow there. Yes, it definitely does raise my calf. You can see it in the video. Like, that part of my leg is definitely raised up. I'm going to try to move it right next to the knee and see how that feels, just for testing purposes in the future. But this felt good and fine. You feel like it's padded, but it doesn't feel like a calf pillow like I felt in the past. Like, Bauer has done it in the past where their calf pillows kind of sucked in terms of comfort. It's because like the way they're sloped and stuff and how hard they were, which I said this one was a little soft, and I still think it does compress a lot when you're on it, which isn't a big problem. But the Bauer ones, because of their shape, they never really felt like you sat on it the right way. For this one, it's so soft, you can't really tell, and it feels totally fine. I do love how this works already. Like, it definitely works, and it definitely makes the pads kind of go down quicker, and the stability on these is definitely better than what was on the G5. I think that's also part to do with this piece though right here. I kind of called that out as well, how it doesn't fold back in as much. It kind of stays flatter. You can see that on here as well. When I wore those G6s, I said G5 I think a second ago, when I wore those G6s, you could definitely see this piece like off the ice a lot. On this one, it's definitely a lot flatter when you're actually like seeing me slide around and stuff. So that's gonna make a big difference. So the other thing I noticed a lot is I could hear that a lot on this pad versus my G6. Now my G6 didn't have the weave, it just had a normal Gen Pro, but it just goes to show how much of this pad is touching the ice when sliding. And it's not just this block that makes it go crazy fast, because the rest of the pad is still touching there. This material and the harder material here definitely make it slide really well. Strapping is... I mentioned in the comparison review, I like how adjustable these are. They're not long enough. Now, I'm not the skinniest person in the world, but I'm also not like overly big. And these straps were all too... Okay, a few straps were too tight. This one ended up being okay, but I wish it could get looser. This one definitely felt like it was too tight, and I have adjusted this one to be looser on the actual knee block itself. So this one, I did feel like it could be a little bit longer for my preferences. But this one was the battle. So this strap, no matter what I did, I couldn't get it loose enough, so it was kind of like hanging here as loose as I could go without the Velcro gonna eat into my socks. So I think I'm gonna just take this strap off totally and see how that performs. I don't want this on, and I don't want it to be tight. I found that even like this setting is tighter than the inner setting that was on the old one, because I could do that looser just because it was not on this wing, it was on the inner piece. It just allowed me to do it a bit looser. So this strap I'm not a huge fan of right now in terms of my preferences. I have to figure out what I can do with this. I don't think I can really make it any looser, but maybe if I cut it like tighter in here, it will, and it doesn't come out as far here because there's two slots, so maybe that will make it so it just fits looser through the actual piece on here. I'll see what happens, but I don't really like professor straps, and like straps are right here anyway, so it's kind of to be expected for me. But anyways, it's a long kind of intro for what this video is, but it's just showing off kind of the usage of it. I'm very impressed with this set so far, and I'm really happy I got them, and I'm really happy I'm going to use them a lot more because I really like them. Core Tech, which are core shorts, and people have heard of these before. They were labeled under Under Armour before. Now Bauer sells hockey specific one, but Core themselves sell their own line of pants and supportive clothing and apparel. Basically, this stuff helps you with growing strains, growing pulls, and helps keep your hips tight and everything like that. And speaking of injuries, I kind of pulled a growing playing in the playoffs a few months ago and have had to keep using these Core Tech shorts to make sure my growing doesn't get worse. When I don't wear them, I can feel it and it hurts kind of to walk the next day. With these, keeps everything nice and tight and keeps everything from stretching out too far and getting injured. So these have been a huge savior for me. Check out the link in the description to their website and use my coupon code that's in there to get a discount, and I'll put it on the screen here. It helps support myself and the channel so I can make content and doing real reviews, but also you get a solid product that I use all the time and basically am needed in order to keep my growing from falling apart. Otherwise, if you want to support the channel without buying anything, check out the links in the description to Patreon and buy me a coffee. Everything through those links always comes back into the channel so I can keep making more content and doing more reviews.
Y'all ready for this?
You're watching HockeyReviews.ca.